How to Fix Tinnitus Naturally. So I'm Joey Remenyi from seekingbalance.com.au. I work with tinnitus, recovery of it, overcoming it, reversing it, and I want to say it's possible. You can do it, and in my opinion, it is absolutely a natural process and really needs to be. The tinnitus sounds are neural pathways, neural connected networks anywhere in your body, most likely somewhere between your inner ears, brainstem, midbrain, and auditory cortex. And they're capturing and replicating and recycling certain sounds within your body that, for whatever reason, the body is perceiving and prioritizing as important or a potential threat. And it's bringing it into your awareness so that it's there all the time. Part of naturally resolving tinnitus and reversing it. In some ways, from my opinion, it doesn't need a fix and it's not a problem because the sound will be there at some level for a reason. So it's a really great idea to get medical clearance, to hear the sound, check in with your doctor and see if there's anything medical that may be arising. And that sound in your body is saying, hey, pay me attention. I want to get this looked at, right? Most of the time you'll have medical clearance and the doctors will say, we can't see anything. It all looks healthy. Don't worry about it. But how do we not worry about it? So what we need to do then is to look at ourselves, at the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual layers of our inner world. How are we in relationship to our body? How are we in relationship to our sensations, to our felt sense? And that brings us into the mental, emotional, invisible aspects, the undercurrents of our existence. And so as we hear our body, we're then in a position to be in relationship to our body. The natural fixing of it, which I would call the reshaping of our nervous system, is that when we feel the tinnitus sounds are abnormal and we wrong them and we feel bad about it and hatred, or we're rejecting it, and there's any form of that emotional, angry, negative connotation toward it, we're actually incidentally exacerbating the tinnitus. The brain puts more effort into it because it's perceived as a threat or a problem. So what we want to do is to shift those tinnitus sounds into a different biochemical part of our brain, which is the connection, the relaxation, the safety, neutral way of being in relationship. So I often say to people, you want to give your tinnitus as much attention really as you give your elbow. We don't walk around all day hyper vigilant about what's my elbow doing, what's my elbow feeling. We know our elbow's there, we appreciate it, and we kind of get on with the day. And it's the same with the sounds in our body. We want it to be perceived as irrelevant, as boring, as safe. Part of that process may be a little bit of an emotional deep dive into some of your own relationship to your body, your self-esteem, your self-acceptance or rejection of self. And so there can be a process, but nevertheless, it's a natural process. And essentially, we want all of the sounds in our body to shift away from fight, flight, freeze, fawn, where we fight it, where we run away from ourselves, where we freeze or numb ourselves. And we want to shift it over into that part of our inner world, which biochemically changes our relationship to it. So the neural networks change. And we want it to be perceived as something that is safe, something that's a part of us, something that may have a useful message. And as we go through that process, we heed the wisdom of the body. We relax into who we are, how we are, and where we are in life. We may make some little changes to our lives to help create safety, belonging, to get our needs met, our neurological needs met. The tinnitus will then go down because the body doesn't need to be recycling that message anymore. So it's a little bit of a self-inquiry, self-study, self-discovery, a deep dive into where you are in your life. The tinnitus can actually be like a little alarm clock that is bringing you home into yourself. To learn more about that process, if it resonates with you, if you're interested, it's an incredibly empowering process. I have gone through this through my Rocksteady program, through my Rocksteady community, and it really, really has changed my life on so many levels. I no longer have any tinnitus. I also used to have vertigo and dizziness. I don't experience any of that. I've learned how to recalibrate my system, how to listen to my body, and reshape naturally those neural maps so that I feel that I can center myself, I can come back to myself, I can relax into myself no matter what the day brings. So I'm able to really surf the waves, the roller coaster of life, and come back into myself at any point in time. And these are the skills we need. And often it's these random bodily sensations or aches and pains in life that teach us how to acquire these skills. So, yes, you certainly can resolve and recover tinnitus naturally. To learn more, visit seekingbalance.com.au. I have a number of programs, and my Rocksteady community is the place to be if you feel you want comprehensive support to learn about this beautiful process. So it's a bye for now.